virtual reality. This article has been taken from the Hindu newspaper dated 17th of April 2020. ये इस पेपर का दूसरा एडिटोरियल है, द सेकेंड एडिटोरियल इन द एडिटोरियल कॉलम. So virtual reality. What is virtual reality in the first place? Virtual reality is any simulation created by a software, a computer software, a program that makes the observer lose some touch with reality and start to believe that whatever he is seeing in that software is the true universe. That is virtual reality. Okay? Virtual is something that is not actually true or not actually present. So that is virtual reality. तो आज का editorial virtual reality. Telemedicine can help reach patients where access to medical care is difficult. Now, from moving to telemedicine from virtual reality, by the end of this article, I would like you to ponder upon it and think about it and try to find a link why the editor chose this title and then move to this topic of telemedicine. I mean, why use virtual reality for a topic that is telemedicine? You need to find out this connection. Alright, so telemedicine can help reach patients where access to medical care is difficult. That is very obvious, but first let's find out what telemedicine is. Before proceeding further, we must be acquainted with the basic concepts of telemedicine. Okay? Telemedicine made the word tele. Now this prefix tele appears in many other places like television, telegraph, telegram. Alright, so tele must mean something that is far away, that is separated by geographical distance. So telemedicine. ठीक है. टेलीमेडिसिन के लिए गवर्नमेंट ने कुछ गाइडलाइंस इशू किए हैं. ऑन 25th of March 2020, the government came up with this set of guidelines for telemedicine called Telemedicine Practice Guidelines. ठीक है, enabling registered medical practitioners to provide health care using telemedicine. This was prepared by the Board of Governors in super session of the Medical Council of India. ठीक है, in this document, they try to define telemedicine as the delivery of healthcare services where distance is a critical factor by all healthcare professionals using information and communication technologies for the exchange of valid information for diagnosis, treatment and prevention of disease and injuries, research and evaluation, and for the continuing education of healthcare providers, all in the interests of advancing the health of individuals and their communities. This is the definition, this is the official definition of telemedicine by the government of India. Now, telehealth, on the other hand, is the delivery and facilitation of health and health-related services, including medical care, provider and patient education, health information services, and self-care via telecommunications and digital communication technologies. So now we have the official definitions of telemedicine and telehealth. Let's now go back to the article and read it and try to find out what the editor has intended to talk about telemedicine in this editorial. Telemedicine can help reach patients where access to medical care, is difficult. The world has very few devices left to fight COVID-19. COVID-19 is coronavirus disease 19 or CoV-SARS-2. But technology remains one of them. Okay, there are very few options left to fight with this pandemic, and of those few options, technology is one of them. Whether it is the employ of state-of-the-art technology in the discovery of cures or vaccines, or traditional technology services to enhance healthcare and consultations, or even tools that keep people at home occupied or productive. It is clear that technology will serve humanity at one of its darkest moments. Okay, long sentence. What it is trying to say is that is all the options that technology is providing to deal with this pandemic. It is providing technology for the discovery of vaccines and cures. It is providing the traditional services that enhance healthcare and consultation, like you can call up your doctor anytime, or you call up a hospital for an ambulance. This is due by the aid of technology, and even all those tools that are keeping people at home occupied or productive, keeping them home, and letting them go on with their life, using mobile phones, video conferencing softwares, all those other softwares that they employ in their offices or organizations to do work, or those online games or online media platforms. All these things are based on technology, and these are the various ways how technology is helping us deal with this pandemic. All right. The pandemic has contributed in no small measure to the understanding of the myriad ways in which available technologies have not been put to better use, and presented people with multiple opportunities to harness these devices, techniques, and methods to get on with life in the time of lockdown. Now, very beautiful construction of sentence where an idea has led to two different versions of what is being told. But let me read this for you. The pandemic has contributed in no small measure. If it is something is in no small measure, that is, it is not small. So if it is not small, it is in great quantities, or in large quantities, in large measures. So the pandemic has contributed in large measure to what? To understanding of the myriad ways in which available technologies have not been put to better use. Okay? This time of crisis or this pandemic has contributed in us realizing that we had to our disposal all these better uses of technology, and we did not use it earlier. Okay? Another thing that this pandemic has made us realize is that it has presented people with multiple opportunities to harness, to use these devices, techniques and methods to get on with life in the time of lockdown. So two contrasting views, that we were not using it to our best use, and that now we realize that how we can use all these things that the pandemic has led us to. So among the primary uses is telemedicine, rendered inexorable now by the temporary paralysis brought on by a freeze on movement. Freeze on movement refers here to the lockdown that is going on, that is froze movement. People cannot move from one place to another. So the primary use of technology currently in this scenario is telemedicine. Telemedicine, something we discussed earlier, and we know the official definition of that. Now it is rendered inexorable. Rendered is to give value to something. Okay? So if you are rendering something inexorable, it is unstoppable, unavoidable. It is going to happen and it cannot be stopped. So the primary use of the technology is telemedicine, and that cannot be stopped now. Okay? The center's recent guidelines allowing for widespread use of telemedicine services came as a shot in the arm for telehealth crusaders in the country. Among them, the Telemedicine Society of India, that has long been battling to use the technology in its complete arc to reach remote areas in India. Okay, we just saw a document by the central government, by the Medical Council of India, that came up with guidelines for telemedicine practice in India. So that is what this statement is talking about. The center's recent guidelines allowing for widespread use of telemedicine services came as a shot in the arm for telehealth crusaders. Telehealth crusaders are those those people who were involved in a movement to spread telehealth as an essential service, who were trying to convince the government that telehealth is one good option to make health services reach to the remote areas of the country where these are formerly inaccessible. Crusaders were fighters. So all those fighters who have been fighting for a cause called telehealth. So this issuance of guidelines by the government came as a shot in the arm for these telehealth warriors. A shot in the arm is something that makes you strong or vital. Okay, that adds vitality to you. That is a shot in the arm. So among these crusaders, one of the crusader is Telemedicine Society of India, TSI, that has long been battling or fighting for to use the technology in its complete arc. In its complete arc means something to its maximum potential is complete arc, to reach remote areas in India. So this move finds consonance with the rest of the world, where several nations also deeply impacted by the pandemic have deployed telemedicine to reach people who have been unable to come to a hospital, to reduce footfalls in hospitals, and to even provide medical and mental health counseling to countless people. Okay? Like however this move finds consonance with the rest of the world. When something finds consonance with something else, it basically agrees to the terms and is compatible with it. So this move of issuing a guideline for the spread of telemedicine or telehealth services in India is compatible, and it is happening at the same time with the same magnitude as in the rest of the world, where several nations who have also been deeply impacted by this pandemic have deployed telemedicine to reach people who have been unable to come to hospital. And why was this done? To reduce footfalls in hospitals. Footfalls are the number of people that come in at some place. Footfall can be for any place. Footfall can be for a temple, for a mosque, for a shopping mall, for a hospital. For a hospital, the number of patients that come in is footfalls. Okay? To reduce that footfall, to reduce people coming to hospitals, telemedicine was deployed in various nations, and to even provide medical and mental health counseling to countless people. Okay? It was way back in 2000 that telemedicine was first employed in India, but the progress has been excruciatingly slow. Excruciatingly कहने का मतलब है something that is painfully, immensely painful, to severe degrees of pain. ठीक है? Until the pandemic. कहने का मतलब है telemedicine was there in 2000. ठीक है? It was introduced, first employed in India in 2000, year 2000. But the progress since then, now it is 2020, 20 years, the progress has been very immensely painfully slow until this pandemic happened. So, however, it does seem as if the medical community was only held back by the lack of legislation to enable teleconsultations. Okay? There was only a piece of legislation that was holding back doctors and healthcare practitioners to carry out telemedicine practice. Now that set of guidelines has been issued, it is no longer a hindrance for the telemedicine to pick up its pace. For no sooner was the policy announced than hospitals and clinicians hurried to jump onto the bandwagon advertising contact information for patients. Bandwagon is something that is very popular or is in fashion in the current time. Okay? Bandwagon is actually that wagon in a convoy where the most important person is sitting. ठीक है? बारात में जब भी एक बग्गी होती है जिस पे एक दूल्हा बैठा होता है, that is called bandwagon. ठीक है? वहाँ से ये वर्ड आया है, and something that is very popular or something that is going on currently, so that is bandwagon. So since this guideline served as a bandwagon, and as soon as this policy was announced, ठीक है, hospitals and clinicians jumped onto it and seized the opportunity to use it to their benefit and for the benefit of the patients by advertising their contact information for patients. You can see many portals where contact informations of doctors and hospitals are being displayed so that people can call them up and ask for help. Okay? So this shows the desperation with which this sector was waiting, or the bridge that was needed to be built long back to make healthcare accessible to even the deepest corners of the country. So that is the reason why all these hospitals and clinicians jumped on to seize this opportunity. The advantages are peculiar in the current context, when putting distance between people is paramount, as teleconsultations are not barred even when healthcare professionals and patients may have to be quarantined. Okay? Advantages are peculiar, are very unusual in the current context. In the current context or in the current scenario, people need to be staying at distance. They do not need to come out and meet each other. Doctors and patients, or people and people, they should not meet. and that is of paramount importance, that is of utmost importance. There is nothing more important than people staying at distance. Okay, at such a time, teleconsultation is not barred. All right, even when healthcare professionals and patients may have to be quarantined. Even if a doctor is quarantined and his patient is also quarantined at different places, they can still be connected via telemedicine. So that is the peculiar advantage of this thing in the current context. The advancement of telecommunication capabilities over the years has made the transmission of images and sound files like heart and lung sounds, coughs, faster and simpler. Now, even WhatsApp or email or other such portals can be used to send images and sounds of whatever ailment that you have to a doctor. So that telecommunication capabilities have increased, advanced, and that has led to very easier and faster transfer of images and sound files. Pilot telemedicine experiments in ophthalmology and psychiatry have proven to be of immense benefit to the communities. Ophthalmology is the study of disorder of the eye, and psychiatry is the study of the disorder of the mind, where you deal with mental illness. Okay, so pilot telemedicine experiments are those experiments that have been carried out initially just to check whether they are influential or not. So all such experiments related to these fields have proven to be immensely beneficial to the communities. Telemedicine's time is here, finally. While unleashing the full potential of telemedicine to help people, while releasing the full potential of telemedicine to help people, experts and government agencies must be mindful of the possible inadequacies of the medium. And securing sensitive medical information, such cognizance should guide the use of the technology. Okay. One warning has been written as a conclusion in this article, in this editorial, that although telemedicine's time is here and it is a very good thing, it is helping bridging the gap. It is helping bridge the gap between the doctors and the end last man standing. There will be possible inadequacies in this medium. I mean, there will be difference between the readings that a doctor can make when the patient is physically present in front of him or is available on a video conference. So that inadequacy and all those possible problems that will arise out of such distance need to be acknowledged and need to be kept in mind. All those government agencies, experts and people should keep this in mind, that there will be a difference in opinion because of the distance. Alright. And also the second thing that needs to be kept in mind is securing sensitive medical information. No medical information should be shared or should be used in a wrong way. So these are two things that the editor wants people, experts and governments to keep in mind, and such cognizance, such awareness, such knowledge should guide the use of the technology called telemedicine. So this is what today's article is about. Telemedicine, जिसके बारे में editor ने कहा है कि its time is here now that people are not able to physically visit doctors and hospitals. Telemedicine is here to help, and that is one such aspect of technology which was not used earlier, but now it is much need of the hour and can play a very vital and important role in dealing with this pandemic. So I'll put up some questions in the description box so that you can answer and get a more clear understanding into this topic. Please do read that document that I had posted in one of the slides. That document will give you more information into what telemedicine is and how it can help and what guidelines basically the government has issued for its use. So thank you so much. Please stay safe and healthy, and wash your hands regularly with soap. Thank you. Have a good day.